Litecoin, crypto, Bitcoin, did you buy Litecoin, Litecoin, crypto, Litecoin, Bitcoin, did you buy crypto?
Alright, so I wanted to expand on the live stream that I did last night. If you came by also, thank you so much for coming by. It was really fun. I already have a few things to change to just make it a little more seamless and a little more enjoyable. But basically what I want to talk about in this video are a few cryptocurrencies that I think could be considered next alongside these 5 that Coinbase is considering already that we heard about. So as you already know, the 5 that Coinbase is exploring the addition of our Cardano, Basic Attention Token, Stellar Lumens, Zcash, and 0x. So kind of to start this off, I want to do a little more structured version of what I did during the live stream, and then kind of base that to kind of go a little further and possibly talk about coins that Coinbase might be considering in the future as well. There's no doubt in my mind that within the next few years, Coinbase will probably have dozens of cryptocurrencies. If Coinbase still exists, we'll have dozens of cryptocurrencies. But what I think Coinbase wants is to really add coins that obviously have futures and coins that they can make money from. Of course, they're probably not going to list coins that they're not going to profit from, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that, I mean, obviously any business, that's a very smart move. But what we looked at yesterday, so this is the digital asset framework. It was published in November of 2017, and this is basically what they were roughly basing their decisions off of. I went through this a little bit last night, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but basically, you know, it's about, is the financial system defined as being available to everyone and not controlled by a single entity, so pretty much decentralized. It assesses the engineering and product quality, the assessment of short-term operating expectations and decision-making, assessment of long-term operating expectations and decision-making. Is this currency legal? Can Coinbase Pro legally offer this asset? Would the asset be consistent with Coinbase's policy? How liquid is the asset? Where is the asset available to trade? What is driving high demand for this asset, and does it lead to stronger network effects? Rudimentary assessment of a growing network effect. Are the economic structures designed to incentivize all parties to act in the best interest of the network? A small subset of what we believe are practices for ICOs and indicators of the token's future ability if the token did not have a sale. This section is not applicable. Basically, I mean, yeah, I kind of roughly summarized each, as they do, each of these sections here. The economics, the demand, the supply, the legality of it, the technology itself, the goals and the missions of these cryptocurrencies. So basically everything you can think of. So these are the 5 here: Cardano, Basic Attention Token, XLM, Zcash, and 0x. And I kind of want to briefly just talk about each one of them and kind of get the gist of what these 5 have in common on a very general level that they would be considered. Because there are a few things that all 5 of these pretty much do have in common. And from there we can maybe just take some guesses or speculate a little bit on potentially what could come in the future, what coins could be offered in the future on Coinbase. So I want to start off by saying as well, something that the cryptocurrency community as a whole, specifically XRP holders, they were pretty upset about this. So there was rumors about XRP being added to Coinbase for a long time now, I think dating back to the end of 2017. A lot of XRP fans, you know, they don't believe being added to Coinbase will really benefit the coin in the long run, but they do believe it will give a nice boost in the price temporarily, probably, to XRP. And I think most holders of any coin, you know, that is a thing everyone wants. Yeah, even if it's short term, everyone wants to see the price of their favorite cryptocurrency spike. And so I did see a few videos from XRP community members, and kind of just voicing their disappointment for this. But again, most of the community, you know, they're shrugging off. They don't really think it's a big deal in the long run. But you know, they did want to benefit from that nice price pump. So before we go over these 5 first, and then we start speculating, XRP is the number 3 in terms of market cap. Bitcoin is number 1, and Bitcoin is on Coinbase. Ethereum is number 2, and that is on Coinbase. Bitcoin Cash is number 4, and that is on Coinbase. We'll get back to EOS. Litecoin is number 6, and that is on Coinbase. So EOS is having a lot of trouble right now, and that was another one that was not mentioned. That is, I'm going to say right off the bat, EOS is one that I don't necessarily think especially with all the bad press that it's been getting, everything going on with EOS lately. I don't necessarily think that EOS is a top contender right now. XRP, though, surrounded by coins that are listed on Coinbase, and XRP is not listed on Coinbase. And what hurt the community a lot is the fact that Stellar Lumens was one of those 5 that is being considered to be listed. And a lot of people are aware of the original similarities between Stellar and XRP. I don't really think there are many similarities now. But even just a quick history, the creator of XLM, Jed McCaleb, also founded and served as a CTO of Ripple until 2013. So XRP and Stellar have definitely somewhat of a history together. The XRP community for sure is a little affected by this, probably only temporary. I'm sure people in the community will get over it pretty fast. But if we just want to look also quickly at the coins that were announced yesterday, Stellar is number 7, Cardano is number 8. If we want to jump all the way down to 21, Zcash is right there. 0x is 25 right there. And then the 5th one that was named possibly to be added is Basic Attention Token, and that's number 40. So all of the coins that were listed are in the top 40 in terms of market cap of cryptocurrencies. So ideally what I'm going to look into when I try to speculate a little bit is also keep the speculation in the top 40 here. So I'm basically going to be going through, and I have about 3 picks that I would really like to see on Coinbase, and I think based on some of these things we're going to go over could be an option for Coinbase to add. So the 2 main criteria that I feel like pretty much all of these these 5 coins that were talked about or mentioned to possibly being added to Coinbase, 2 criteria seem to be shared with all of these coins here. The founders are reputable and experienced people in the communities, and there's trust in that. And the second thing pretty much is that they all have growing communities and users behind these coins, and they really do seem to be already growing and not just kind of speculation on whether or not they will do good in the future. They already essentially have projects that are shipped and they're being worked on, and the community seems to be growing. So basically that's what they said about Cardano here. Charles Hoskinson is one of the co-founders of Ethereum. He's pretty well known in the community, and the project has long-term roadmaps, shipped working software, and appears to have a growing community. Same here for Basic Attention Token. Basic Attention Token being the internal token of the Brave browser. So the CEO is Brendan Eich, the inventor of JavaScript and co-founder of Mozilla and Firefox. So again, 2 people, these first 2 coins already have founders that are incredibly reputable and just known, trusted people in the community. Basic Attention Token itself has a lot of technology, pretty unique use case, allowing advertisers to pay for user attention when they view ads via Brave, and it can potentially be used as a general digital currency for Brave user interactions with arbitrary websites. They were talking about how they recently passed 3 million users, entering the top 10 list in the Google Play Store in more than 20 countries, and a lot of Twitch and YouTube streaming accounts are using Brave. So this Basic Attention Token, again, these 2, Cardano and Basic Attention Token, are pretty big in terms of their founders and also what they're actually doing right now. Even though Basic Attention Token is pretty far down in terms of overall market cap, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad project. It actually is quite the opposite, at least it seems to be for Basic Attention Token. XLM is one that I've been talking about for a while, definitely one of my top picks. So Jed McCaleb that I just talked about, he is the creator of it, also of XRP, Ripple, and Jed McCaleb actually also created Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox, as well as eDonkey and Overnet. So again, Jed McCaleb, huge person. So these first 3 currencies here are founded essentially by people who have insane reputations in the community. And XLM, I know they had the partnership with IBM. XLM obviously is doing things. I don't really feel like I have to go far into XLM. That's one of probably the most well-known, I would think, of these top 5, debatably between Cardano, XLM, and Zcash. Zcash as well, it had that addition to Gemini that was getting a lot of press. And Zcash is constantly putting out updates. It's trying to reduce memory consumption associated with transaction privacy. It says here by 98%. And 0x is probably of these 5 the one I know the least about, but it is an open protocol that allows ERC20 tokens to be traded on the Ethereum blockchain. The project has shipped a number of tools for developers, including JavaScript, Solidity, Web3 libraries, and the mostly adhered to roadmap outlined in their white paper. So I guess what if I had to choose one thing that these coins all have in common, or at least most of the coins have in common, the biggest thing for me, honestly, I think is that the founder or the people that are really in charge of the projects right now are very well known, very reputable, and so that's kind of what I want to base looking at potentially what coins could be added to Coinbase. So again, as we talked about before, I don't necessarily think XRP is going to be. I feel like that probably would have been mentioned, considering that is something that people are very aware of. And I think the XRP community made it very well known that they wanted to be listed on Coinbase. EOS, again, kind of skipped through that. And Stellar and Cardano, they were also mentioned. So basically, if we cross out XRP and EOS, the top 10 pretty much are coins that are already listed on Coinbase and that we can't really talk about. So yeah, and so the first one I really want to cover, I think, is Monero. I think that's probably, even though it is a privacy coin, Zcash essentially didn't seem to be limited by that. And if we're going to be mainly using the reputation, the history, and the experience of the people who are kind of leading the projects, I think Monero by far is really one of the ones that stands out. Ricardo Spagni is, he's friends with Charlie Lee. He's friends with a lot of influential people in the space, and I could see Monero potentially being a cryptocurrency considered in the future. Again, I really don't know how the whole privacy thing could affect that, so I could be a little off with it. But again, I think it's always possible that privacy coins are one of those ones that could be hit by regulation. I think privacy coins do offer a little bit more uncertainty and fear in terms of the government and people regulating, or the entities regulating cryptocurrencies. So I think that could go either way, but I definitely do think this guy right here would be a good pick, or somebody to watch out for in terms of a coin that could be added. I do think Dash potentially, just because of its history, and so if privacy coins would be embraced a little bit, I do think Dash also has a chance as well. It's one of those coins that kind of has a pretty good reputation. I don't think a lot of people watching this in particular would be too excited to consider or hear about Dash being listed on Coinbase, but I do think Dash could be a pick. But again, I really don't think a lot of people will get too excited about that listing, so I'm going to move on to the next one. So if we jump down here, number 25, 0x, that was again one of the coins that was added. Icon. Icon is one of those coins as well that has pretty incredible speed. And so I have 3 more picks. These are the ones I'm more excited about. They're less based completely on the founder, the reputation, more so based on the community, what progress they've made recently, and also the biggest factor I think is speed. So those 3, Icon, Nano, and Digibyte, are all 3 incredibly fast. But right now those 3 coins, Icon number 27 in market cap, Digibyte 35, actually back a few spots since a few days ago, and Nano number 41. All 3 are incredibly fast, and I think the interest specifically in Digibyte and Nano have been growing a lot recently. I like Icon, but I don't hear too much about it. Feel free to comment if you are an Icon fan or if you hold Icon. But yeah, those 3 are I guess for me a little biased. Those are the 3 I would love to see added on Coinbase. Those are 3 that I think could be kind of like sleeper picks. Even though Digibyte is gaining a lot of popularity, it's not really a sleeper pick right now. It's kind of getting pretty popular, but I do really think that coins are ones that could be added. And again, like I said, Digibyte, Icon, and Nano are coins that more so I hope would be added to Coinbase. More so are coins that I would recommend just taking a look into. I would never recommend investing in anything, but just coins to maybe look into and see if you like what they seem to be about. And basically also just the speed of them, because they have very, very impressive speed.